Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining us today for this informative webinar on the topic of importance of cybersecurity in the digital age. In today's digital world, technology plays a major role in our daily lives with the increasing use of online platforms protecting data, systems and personal information has become very important. Cybersecurity helps individuals and organizations stay safe from cyber threats and maintain digital trust. To guide us on this topic, we are honored to have with us an experienced speaker. It is my great privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker, Dr. P. Madhu sir. He is the head of the Digital and Cyber Forensic Science Department at CMS College of Science and Commerce, Coimbatore. He has 19 years of academic experience along with 3 years of industry experience with Mahindra Satyam as an application support engineer and 1 year of international experience as a system administrator at National Motor Company, Bahrain. He specializes in network security and administrative technology and has extensive experience in managing systems, website maintenance, and educating others on modern technologies. Now, I request Dr. P. Madhu sir to kindly take over the session.
Good evening all. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So first of all, thank you Deepika madam for your warm welcome.
Thank you, sir.
So I think it's time for us to start the session. So good evening all once again. So that am I audible? I think I'm audible, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So the today's session which we are going to have a discussion topic is the importance of cyber security in the digital age. It is protecting our global digital frontier. So this global digital frontier is nothing but a conglomeration or concurrence point where all the technologies like your artificial intelligence, machine learning, then cloud computing, cyber security, all plays concurrently. And what are the different parameters or what we are going to pitfalls we are going to find is what the discussion is about. Since all the technologies are going parallelly, we are going to find out the glitches and what are the vulnerabilities in it. So this PowerPoint presentation on this topic will be I'll be explaining about what are the different vulnerabilities and what are the different pitfalls in it. How are we going to really face in the real time in this digital era? So what is cybersecurity? As we all know, cybersecurity is a practice of protecting computers, networks, softwares, data from cyber threats and unauthorized access. It encompasses technologies, processes, and practices designed to defend digital infrastructure from cyber criminals. So here in cybersecurity, we are going to concentrate on four facets. What are those four facets? The first is your protect sensitive information. Protect sensitive information is nothing but how are you going to use your sensibly use your username and password randomly, how like weekly or monthly, how are you going to change the password, whether it's on weekly basis or on monthly basis, to protect your information, sensitive information. Then prevent cyber attacks, stop malicious software and unauthorized intrusions before they cause damage. So we have seen in the current digital era that we just go to Play Store or you just download then and there and use starting the functionality of what you want actually. But the real problem faces there, this malicious software is nothing but like a malware. It's a malware where you download it and you don't know what are the pitfalls and what are the vulnerabilities in it. So what happens once you are not aware of the software, why you are using it, whether it is a genuine software, whether it is authenticated, whether it is which unauthorized, what happens is there are possibilities of like an intruder or a third person or a hacker can intrude in your system and anything can go vice versa. So it's our responsibility to make sure we are not supposed to use any malicious software and maintain privacy and trust. How you are going to deal with the terms and conditions, whether you agree with the terms and conditions with digital communications, whether you share all the information. So pertaining to your all the information, you need to make sure that if you are going to Google Play Store or if you're downloading anything from Play Store, it will ask next. So what we do is you don't just go reading it, you just click on it next, and what happens is at last you think that okay, we have checked everything. That you need to make sure that it's under privacy and trust, whether you can download it, what is the rating of it, and whether it is which star it is. So you need to see look upon different parameters before downloading and ensure reliable service. Keep critical systems operational and accessible when needed. If you want to use a system, it's better for you to use for a certain point of time. And after your work is over, what you need to make sure that you're logged out and whether the system logs have been cleared out or whether you are clearing the cache memory. This all are important pertaining to your digital security. So cyber security, basically we focus on these four facets: protect sensitive information, prevent cyber attacks, maintain privacy and trust, and ensure a reliable service. So here I'll be just guiding you with a live example, and we all are using Wi-Fi at homes, and I'm just showing you a practical example, that is how what vulnerability is and how safe is your network in your hand, because 192.168.1.1 is basically the router configuration in your home. In all wherever you go, this 192.168.1.1 will be the gateway or router configuration. So I am taking this as an example of how network is not secured. Being at home or being at workplace, you should be aware of what all vulnerabilities are there in the technology in the real time. So when you log into 192.168.1.1, it basically focuses on my LAN network. By default, admin will be the password. So we are not in a situation, you don't know actually what is this 192.168.1.1. You just log into 192.168.1.1. Once the session is over, you can just note it down. Once you click on admin, and the password 100% will be admin. So once you log in, if I get this credential, if I have this, if I know this admin by default, you have not changed. I know that the admin will be the password. Once if I log in this network, I can see all the vulnerabilities. I can change the password. I can change the default gateway. I can change the DHCP. This all settings. I can if you log into this 192.168.1.1, you can see all the complete information about what is your IPv4 1.1 and what is the DHCP end address is 254 and IP routing, then 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. I'm using two Wi-Fi, and what happens is that in this you can name Airtel Infinity 2020 or whatever you want, whether it is what security you're going to give, and show password. Once if you are going to keep a password, just I've shown this for a demonstration for you to understand that you are not supposed to give a number like this, and please make sure that you go and reset the password of admin and admin to any other password. It's not safe for you to keep admin as a password as a network administrator, or it's a basic thing which you have to see in your home or in a workplace. Make sure that what we think is that okay, it's not needed, let me complete the work and we'll go to the next work. But this is the first level of vulnerability where you can find this at workplace or at home. So please make sure that if you're logging into this 192.168.1.1, basically 100% will take you to the home screen where you can give admin as password. Once you give admin as password, anyone can log in, anyone can do anything, and you can't tell that your password is secured or anything because this admin password has not been changed. This at the time of your installation, what they have done is the network administrators or technical persons would have come and given the password as admin, reset it, and make sure that the password is reset on your first level of troubleshooting. Once this is done, you can make sure that network is safe and your network, your Wi-Fi is safe with you, and who are using your Wi-Fi and how many endpoints are there, whether it is safe, whether two Wi-Fis are connected or three persons are logged in. All the information can be retrieved. It's a one-stop solution for you to log in. So this is the first example for which I can explain about your protect sensitive information. Then regarding your network, this is practice of protecting computers, networks, software, cyber threats, and unauthorized access. And second thing, what I would like to tell you very clearly is that Windows L. Nobody is using this Windows cell. What we do is that even if it is at workplace, what we do is you just don't keep you are not you will never keep the password. So what happens if the password is not there? Once you go out somewhere, anyone can do anything, manipulate your data, anything can happen. So make sure on first level of troubleshooting, you are supposed to keep a Windows that is password. But I've seen many places, even workplaces, that nobody is keeping because they tell that I forget the password, sir. Why should I keep this? Only I am using the system. So these are the basic steps where you can stop the vulnerabilities or intruders or third persons on your end. So you need to make sure that on your end you're perfect. There are no vulnerabilities, or you don't give chance to the intruder or third persons, so they can't what do you call log into your network. So this is about cyber security, the protective, the basics of how you can secure your data in a more sensitive information. And the digital revolution. So the digital revolution era transformed how we communicate, work, and life. As connectivity expands, so does the need for stronger cybersecurity protection. So from the inception, 1960s, early computer networks developed. Then the transition started from 1960 to 80s to 90s. You can see internet became publicly accessible. Then transition came to 2000s, the rise of smartphones and cloud computing, and eventually now we are into smart homes, IoT, Internet of Things devices, and artificial intelligence powered systems. So eventually now we are at this stage, since the technology is eventually and exponentially growing day by day. It's not monthly or yearly. Day by day, you can see an exponential growth in network or in technology. So 100% there are 100% vulnerabilities to it. So you need to make sure how are you going to protect your data, what are the vulnerable points, what steps you are going to make sure that your data are safe. This is very, very important and crucial time for us to understand and safeguard our data, being a cyber security expert. And the scale of connectivity, you can see that around internet users 5.5 billion connected people worldwide, provided 15B connected devices, phones, computers, IoT devices, 15 billions, and 2.5 data points generated every second. So you'll be asking that what is 2.5 Q data points? These data points are like a fuel to an engine. This is a endpoint where this is our decision making solution, where this data points will judge what is the vulnerability and what made wrong in taking decisions, why the decline in the product movement, why there is a decline in vulnerability in your routers or switches or whatever it is. So this data points will figure out very clearly what you are and what vulnerability has happened, what is the decline in your performance. This is called the data points. Data points are so crucial. This is a parameter for you to understand and make sure that the deviation why has happened and performance ratios, all this they calculate with the help of data points. So this is generated every second, not minute. Every second is created 2.5. With such large-scale connectivity, cyber criminals have unprecedented opportunities to launch attacks, making cybersecurity more critical than ever. So the scale of connectivity goes like this, from 5.5 to 2.5 data points. And what cybersecurity matters? Protection of your personal data, that is your login, your password, username, password, your medical records, then your national security. How are you going to protect in respect pertaining to national security, business continuity, intellectual property protection, critical infrastructures, trust and reputation, maintains customer confidence and brand reputation in digital economy. So this all, not only it's not our right, it's on the whole, it's our responsibility to make sure that cyber security is a responsibility each and every citizens to make sure the data is safe. It's not being, your passwords are not pass around words. It's you are not supposed to share. And every week, at least weekly, you need to reset or you need to change your password, because it's a part of security issues. Because if you're not going to change the passwords, there are many reasons you will forget. But what we think is that, okay, changing the password, I will forget, it's very difficult. And either you go with a password manager, keep all the data in password manager, or else what you do is you make sure that every week you take corrective steps to make sure your password is generated and save it in a system. So these are the different ways where your protection of personal data can be 100% safe. And as I said, it's not it's not my responsibility, your responsibility. On the whole, it's our responsibility to safeguard the data. The modern threat. So the modern threats, what we are going to see now is about just a second. Yeah, malware, phishing, man in the middle, zero-day exploits, ransomware, denial of service, SQL injection, and insider threats. So this malware, as I said in my first session, in the first slide, malware is nothing but malicious software. So make sure that if any software you're downloading or any other software you're going to install, make sure whether it is genuine, authentic or not. If that is not the case, what happens? An intruder or third person and you can be a prey for it, and 100% your data you can be leaked. They can have a remote access to your system. They can take your data and they'll be watching you in your webcam. This all can happen if you're installing this malicious software, virus, worms, trojans, spyware, adware that damages systems or steal data. So make sure that malware are very, very dangerous. If you are going to download any softwares, make sure whether it is correct, genuine. If you are going to get a link from your one Apple iPhone, please click and congratulations. This all are malwares. Make sure that don't click on it and don't be a prey for them. And a ransomware. What do you mean by ransomware? Is nothing but ransomware. By the name ransomware itself, you are getting an amount from the company, or it can be an insider or an outsider. You are getting a money ransom amount from them and destroying the system or stealing the data. So this can be a ransomware. You work for money where you either get the data or you 100% restore the access or damage the data, steal the data, whatever it can happen. So ransomware is the most modern threat. And phishing, tricks used to revealing your sensitive information through fake mails. You can create a fake mail and send or SMS, and if the user is not a technical expert or if he's not a technology upgraded person, he will click on it. You can easily cheat the system or cheat the person. So this is phishing is another attack. Denial of service. What is DOS? You call it as a DOS or DDoS. Denial of service. What is denial of service? Is nothing but you are concurrently giving what do you call a request to the server and make sure that the server is corrupted and server does not respond to a certain point of time. This is called concurrent. Users are continuously or seamlessly sending data to the server. So what happens? 100% the server is going to become a standstill situation. At that time, this situation is called denial of service. This is done by a hacker. So it can be denial of service. Either it can be about one server or distributed denial of service. It can migrate or you can just replicate to different systems. Denial of service can happen. Man in the middle. The man in the middle is nothing but you think that no one is there. Once the malicious software is installed, what happens secretly? The interception happens. He steals your confidential data. Anything can happen at any time. SQL injection, insert malicious code into website by using a malicious code. SQL injection by just a simple query. I can just inject into the website and then find out or steal the data and make sure that I can bypass the proxy server or I can take the data from it. SQL injection can be done. Zero-day exploit. Zero-day exploit is nothing but make sure that your data are safe. Never trust anyone, and you are supposed to check on your validity or your whether it is valid or not. So this is zero-day exploits. Is exploit unknownly security flaws before developers can create patches and fixes. So I'll show you a demonstration what is zero-day exploits one by one. And insider threats, disgruntled employees or negligent workers with system access cause serious damage. If I am working in a company, I am an insider threat. If I don't like the company, I can be a threat to the company. I can either dismantle the things or I can completely corrupt the data. Anything I can do it because it's a modern threat. So these are the different basic threats which are prevailing in the cybersecurity: malware, ransomware, phishing, denial of service, SQL injection, man in middle, insider threats, and zero-day exploits. IoT security vulnerabilities. So Internet of Things, as I said, since we are into digital era now, not only cybersecurity, everything is going concurrently. Like you can see cybersecurity, you can see cloud computing, you can see machine learning, you can see all the technologies, cloud computing, everything is going parallelly. So 100% you can't escape from these vulnerabilities. 100% there will be a vulnerability in all the facets. So we need to make sure how are we going to protect the data and how are we going to find out the vulnerabilities in, it can be in website or it can be in server, whatever it might be. So this vulnerabilities, how are we going to find out the vulnerabilities? What actions you are going to take if in case if you are going to find out the vulnerabilities? Common weakness in IoT devices, what we've seen is weak authentication. That is username and password, it's not strong, outdated firmware. I think that no one is updating nowadays. Say for it can be WhatsApp or it can be Windows update. You will be getting a pirated software, you just go ahead. But the important problem is that the one predominant reason for outdated firmware is that you are giving a chance for an cyber security expert or a hacker or a intruder to log into the system and steal the data. So make sure on our part, since if you are going to get a Windows update, make sure that it's updated every now and then. Don't get pirated. Go with original. So these are the different things on our end. We can make sure the system is safe. Then lack of security updates. No one is. I don't think that no one is going with security updates, especially in colleges and in companies. They go with every update every day. They click on every security updates. But what we do, you just ignore the updates. You just run then and there. So what happens? 100%. This is the possibility where an intruder or a third person can hack your data. Unencrypted data transmission. Sensitive data collected IoT devices is often transmitted without encryption, and we are not going to encrypt, you are not going to decrypt, you are just then and there you are going to pass the information, pass the data. So this you are going to give a loophole to the intruder or hacker to hack the data. So real world IoT attacks, Mirai botnet 2016 has happened, hijacked thousands of insecure IoT devices, smart home device breaches, industrial control systems. So these are the different vulnerabilities we can see. Vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. And here, vulnerability scanning, penetration testing, ethical hacking, security audits. So when you talk about vulnerability assessment and pen test, you call it as a pen test or penetration testing. First thing what we are going to see is vulnerability scanning. What is vulnerability scanning? It's the different tools to find out after creating a software. If I'm working in a company, if I created one software, I just think on the dimension of as a hacker. If I'm a hacker, what I'll think, what are the different loopholes or what are the vulnerability in my website? I just go with different permutation and combination and find out whether my website or the software which I've created is there any single loophole where a hacker can enter into my network? It's the first thing. So second thing is the penetration testing. This pen testing is automated tools, or with this penetration pen test, I can identify, log in and 100% find out the patches. Is there any exploit in it, or what steps I need to make sure that if it is complete, secure to generate, or it is ready to launch in the market. This all steps or the testing can be done by pen testing. And ethical hacking, authorized attempts to bypass system defense, providing insights into potential breach points and security gaps. Security audits. Security audits, every company has some security policies that you like an ISO, or you go with auditing, whether everything is under control, whether the data are safe, whether the employees are trained in such a way that they are updated to the industry levels, whether they are technically good, whether they can become 100% good technocrats. This all can be done with the help of vulnerability assessment and pen testing to make sure your data are safe, your company is growing each and every day. This is our responsibility. Being a cyber security expert, vulnerability scanning, pen testing, ethical hacking, security audits are done on a regular basis to make sure everything is going perfectly. And cyber security career paths. Once you would log in with a cyber security expert, or if you want to be a specialist in cyber field, the different certifications, either you can move on with security analyst, pen tester, security architect, CISO. But from my experience, I'm telling that directly you cannot leap into cyber security or certified ethical hacker. My suggestion is that it's better for you, if you want to be an expert in cyber security, it's recommended for you to do CCNA, CCNP. These two are rudimentary. Once you go with Cisco Certified Network Associate and Cisco Certified Network Professional, you are master in networks. Once you know what is local area network, what is LAN, MAN, SAN, how are you going to create a router configuration, and how are you going to switching, VLAN, trunking. This all are the basic which you have to know. Once you know the basics, and once you know in and out of network, it's a right time for you to leap into cybersecurity. So this is the basic. Without knowing the basics of Cisco certification, or without knowing the basics of network, it's very difficult. You'll be getting a certificate, but the knowledge wise, you need to think twice whether you are equipped to the industry standards. So here they have mentioned security analyst, CompTIA certification, key certification, CYSA. This all are required. Before that, mandatory and rudimentary is nothing but your CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate. If you want to be in cybersecurity path, where you will know in and out of networks. The key takeaways are shared responsibility, defense in depth, continuous vigilance is required for you to takeaways if you want to become a cybersecurity expert. The future of cyber security is quantum computing threats. So we all know that once a bit is nothing but 1 or 0, either it should be true or false. But when you log in, once you learn about quantum computing threats, what happens is it can be 1, it can be 0, or it can be both. So this since we are leaping into a quantum computing, you need to make sure, as I said, technology is exponentially growing day by day. The 100% parallelly, you can see that there is vulnerability. So it is our responsibility, it is our turn to make sure that how are you going to stop this vulnerability, what steps you are going to take to make sure that you are a cyber security expert. AI-powered defense, artificial intelligence will play a crucial role in proactive threat detection, automated incident response, predictive security analytics, blockchain for security, adaptive security evolution, zero trust architecture. So never trust anyone, go with verification. This is nothing but zero trust. Don't trust, go with verification and validation. Once it's clear, then it's called, it's a technically speaking, it's called as a zero trust. Zero trust, don't trust anyone, go with verification and validation. Once it's done, then go. Since we are into cybersecurity field, you have to follow the principle of zero trust. Zero trust, don't trust anyone, believe or go only with validation and verification. This is the technically speaking about zero trust architectures. Cyber security myth and reality. What is myth and what is reality? Myth, I have nothing to hide. Small business aren't targets. Antivirus software is all I need. This is a common myth, what we think, because I think that, okay, this is the thing which I am safe because I've done with all this stuff. But harsh realities, your data is valuable, high value targets, defense in depth, multi-factor authentication, regular patching, employee training. This all should be done on regular basis to make sure anything can happen anytime, because technology is improving. All the different technocrats have launched in the market, different technologies have come, so you need to go with different trainings, you need to attend the seminars, workshops to make sure that the patches are done properly on a regular basis. So patching, regular patching is nothing but regular updates. Is not in Windows, not done in Windows or in Apple iOS or anything it can be. So what we do is that you just use it on a regular basis, but patching is not updated. Once if the patching is not done or not downloaded, you are giving a chance for the hacker to giving him permission indirectly to launch or to access your system. So this is the harsh realities which you have to understand very clearly. And threat intelligence and information sharing, threat intelligence platforms, information sharing communities, proactive threat awareness, this all should be given. And cyber security framework, as we all know, what is the framework? Framework is nothing but a set of rules framed by company. So if you are going to a cyber security, if you want to become a cyber security expert, there are different frameworks to be followed. That is NIST cyber security framework. It is a voluntary framework providing common language and systematic approach for organization to manage cyber risk, identity, protect, detect, respond, recover. Or second framework is ISO 27001, an international standard for information security management system, helping organization protect sensitive information and achieve certification. Third is your CS controls, a prioritized set of cybersecurity best practice and critical security controls to effectively defend against common and dangerous cyber attacks. So now I'll just show you some glimpse about what steps you are going to take in to make sure that your data is safe. So you will be asking that virustotal.com. There is a website called virustotal.com. In case In case if you want to know whether the website is good, or if your friends are sharing you some files, or they are going to send you some URL. So how are you going to find out whether it's genuine, it's authentic or not? So this is the best solution is virustotal.com. Once you log into virustotal.com, it will be asking for file or URL. So if you are going to type URL like cmscollege.edu.in and giving on search, it gives you the complete information about the website, whether it is genuine, authentic, can I log in, and is there any threat in it? All things, all it's a one-stop solution where you can get all the details like your what is one malicious Abu 6, it's clean, and others everything is clean, unrated, and here it's one-stop solution. Make sure that it's secure. You need not worry. 1/90 security vendor flag this URL as malicious, and only one Quitra is malicious. Other than that, everything is perfect. This is a website which is virustotal.com. In case if you are going to get a link from someone, sir, I've got a Google Meet, I've got a link for paying my credit card, whatever it is, it's a one-stop solution for you to make sure that on first level of developers, instead of sharing each other, they use this for sharing the source code. So what happens once you log in with pastebin.com, I can log in here. There is one untitled page. Here I can see these are the different kinds of what vulnerabilities, or this I can take this data and I can use it for my purpose because it's not safe. It's anyone can access, anyone, there is no permission, it's freeware. Pastebin.com, once you log in, you can find out everything, all the data what they have shared. This is one vulnerability. So you need to make sure that all the hackers, what they do is they can take from any source. It can be pastebin.com. And sir, you are telling about password. How can I know whether my password is secured or not? The answer for this is how secure is my password.net. Once you log into this website, how secure is my website, my password? Here it will ask for password. Say for example, I've kept my password as 123 or like ABC. Here we are going to check whether it's vulnerable, whether it is safe for me to use this. Enter pass, like I'll be using here TERMIN0L0GY. See here, it will take computer about 1 month to crack your data. It's not so secure. If I give ABC, it will take about 100 microseconds to crack your password. So by this will give you a very good insight whether you can, how are you going to protect your password sensibly, or else don't keep ABC, or I can see 1234. This is a password all students might use. Your password may be cracked instantly. You need not go with any hacker also. Anyone can do it because your password is not too safe. So instead you can give alphanumerical or some it's a mix and match of different numbers, whatever it is. It takes 3 days. As such, you can make sure your data, your password is safe. And this is the first point, or it's a first level of troubleshooting on your side. How are you going to protect your password? This is how secure is my password.net. And as I was discussing about, you can create, being a hacker, what I'll be doing is that I can send you mails by creating tempmail.org. Once I log in with tempmail.org, you can see I am not doing anything. Yeah, this is being created automatically. This is not authentic. This is temporary email address. Once I refresh, this email ID is again created with another ID. It's not FIWSO. You can see here with the next refresh. Yeah, loading. You can see here it's loading and it will create another temporary email ID. So what happens is that I can just log in with this. I can send you mail in such a way that you will think that is genuine. So what is the best way if you are going to get a mail like this? Go to iristortal.com, find out whether it is genuine or not on first level of iteration. Next thing which I've discussed is about whois.com/whois. You can log in with whois.com or whois, and here I'm going to type cmscollege.edu.in and clicking on search. I'll get the complete information. CMS College, when it was registered, what is the name server, and it is registered with Airnet, and what is it called, where is it, and what are the different registered postal address, or who is having these data. Everything is a one-stop solution. Any colleges, if you want to get the information of your name server, if you want to get on which website they have hosted, everything is, you can log in with whois.com. It gives you complete, it's a one-stop solution where you get the entire information of a website. And the next is very, very important, and I request no one should use without authentication. It's a little which needs to be done with care. Shodan.io. Once you log in with Shodan.io, here you can see webcam. If I click on webcam, here you can see United States 701 websites, or 627 in China, 575 webcams are on. And this is, if I'm just clicking on United States, clicking on this website, this IP address, what I can see here, open ports. How many ports are open? 22, FTP 23, 8080 is for your HTTP, 443, then it's HTTPS. This all ports are vulnerable. So once I click on 80, I'll get complete information, that is issue summary. It's small, this password key, file can trigger null pointer reference, all the information. Being a cyber security expert, you need to understand what is vulnerable, what are the different ports open, how can I go and fix the patches in it. But it should never show that is open ports 100% will be there if it is not safe. So it's our responsibility to check, because being an ethical hacker, or like a cyber security expert, you should think in advance than a hacker. If a hacker is thinking twice, you need to think multiple times. This is how it works. So the Shodan.io, you have got a proprietary license. If you are going to the paid version, you will get complete information about your the webcam and all those stuff. So I don't recommend that logging in and showing in depth. So I'll just give you a small glimpse about what is what, because since it's not a practical session, I don't want much of time to show you practically, or else I would have taken you with your pen testing and all those stuff, network configuration and all. So I think this is not right time for me to show about pen testing and vulnerabilities and all, since our topic is not that. And next is your builtwith.com. This builtwith.com, if our college.edu.in, I need to just look up what is the website and on what technology they have built. Yeah, it's college.edu, education.in, enter. Yeah. So here, I'll be getting complete information about detailed profile layout, global site, Google Analytics, Google Universal Analytics, and crawling, web crawling, Google font, WordPress. It's designed in WordPress, and what are the different plugins. All the information in detail I can get with this builtwith.com. And next, very interesting thing is about your Wayback Machine. What is this Wayback Machine is? Our college, say for example, it can be a college or any company. Before 5 years, I need to know what was my website and how the look and feel of what technology they have built, whether it was in WordPress or whether they have used basic HTML. I just want to recollect this. So what is the best way? It's if a website is completely thrashed or it is removed from the server and again upgraded or migrated to a new technology, you don't have option to log in and again, because the data are gone. The best way, if I want to crack the data, if I want to go with a flashback, if I want to just take my data, what I can do is I can just log in with its Wayback Machine. It is a retrieval system. So what is a retrieval system? Wayback Machine is a retrieval or web archival. It gives you complete information before 5 years, how it was, from the inception, how it was gone, and all those stuff. Wayback Machine. google.co.in. The bank mission. Yes. Yeah, this is Wayback Machine. Here I'm just going to take cmscollege.edu.in. I just can't click on this. See here, this is 2026. It is now, it's in WordPress. So what I'm going to do is I'm just taking it 2021, the data you have up to 2020. Now just click on 2021 and you have got here endpoints. This endpoints will decide you, okay, on 30th there is an endpoint, there is a restore point. I just click on it. You see the date, you see the year, you see the time. I just want to know what is the technology used on before 3 years. This has the complete architecture or web archive. See here, our college website was done in HTML in the year 2021, and now we have migrated to WordPress, and this is how it was before. You need not go and ask anyone. You can take the data here itself. This is the best way where it's called web archive. How are we going to make sure that your data are safe? What are the different vulnerability points? So being an ethical hacker or cyber security expert, these are the basic stuff which you have to understand in order to retrieve the data. You go for an interview, they'll ask, if I want to take the information about 5 years or 10 years, how do you take the data? You can tell that, okay, you can go with Wayback Machine, it's a restore point, or it is a one-stop solution to retrieve the data to find out on what technology they have built. This is something is quite interesting Wayback Machine. Next important thing which I need to tell you is havewellbeing.com. Many of you will be thinking that whether my email address is someone has hacked or not. It's a one-stop solution. Log in here, madhup300@gmail.com. Click on check. Yeah, 12 data breaches. 12 times it was breached. So I need to make sure that the data, I need to reset the password. As such, it gives you madhu7@live.com. Enter, check. Yeah, only one breaches. So no, I need not worry. Anyhow, I can understand that, okay, whether my data are safe or not. Then quite interesting topic is your URL scan.io. URL, uniform resource locator URL scan, and here I can scan a website, college.edu.in. Click on public scan. It takes time for you to go with the public scan. So it's either you can go with URL scan or you can go with your urlvoid.com. urlvoid.com. Yeah, here you can just go and type college.education.institution scan website. Yeah, it gives you the complete information about analysis when it was analyzed 5 months ago, and here you can see what are different search engine used, the domain registration, IP address, then where it is hosted. It's hosted at Amazon, which is in Mumbai region, Maharashtra. This all information. This is basic stuff where you need to find out domain name server, screenshots. If you can see the sort, or if you want to go with your encryption, decryption, and if you want to find who is having this, who is, it will tell you who is admin for it. Click on who is. It gives you complete information about, yeah, who is lookup, DNS record, ping, packet internet grouper. Then is your next important thing is pick2map.com. So pick2map.com is very quite interesting. What happens is, if you have taken Google location photo, Google location photo, or if you have taken from which laptop, it can be in your Apple phone, or whether it is in your digicam, whatever it is. This website pick2map, what I'm going to do is select photos. I just one photo which I've taken from Mysore. I'm just uploading this photo here. Image, open, pick2map photo location viewer. it gives me the complete information. Apple iPhone, it was taken, date Wednesday 28th, and the pixel ratio. Then here I can see the complete information about your speed, color space, focal length, file name, MIME, dots, resolution, time unknown. This all information I can get. If you are having a Google map location, 100% you can try it out to tell you the location also. In case if you happen to get a photos or images like this, if you want to know whether it is morphed image or whether it is genuine, just go to this pic to map and you will get a complete information whether it's genuine or not. It's a one-stop solution if in case if you happen to get photos or images. Next is your photoforensic.com. This website I'll show you as an example. Being a forensic expert, you should know this photoforensic.com. Photoforensic. Yeah, this is a photoforensic.com. What I'm going to do is that I've taken one photo of one temple which is in Vattapalam. This is the temple. This is a photo which I've taken from Google. I just click on open. I'm just going to upload a file. Once I click on upload, this is the original image, and here I can see whether it is morphed or not. This is not morphed because what is there, the same thing I can see here, it's not a morphed image. In case if you happen to get an image, if you want to check whether it is morphed or whether it is authentic, it's a website where you can go and see, and here you get complete information about your hidden pixels, your ICC, your JPEG resolution, metadata, data about data, metadata, complete, you will get the information. It's a one-stop solution where you will get a photo forensic tool where being a cybersecurity expert, these are the basic things which you have to understand. So these are the basic things which I was about to share you, and these are the rudimentary things which you have to understand being a cybersecurity expert. And as we stopped with cybersecurity tools, password managers, endpoint protection, vulnerability scanners, virtual private network, then cost of cybersecurity breaches, 4.5 millions, then it has migrated to 10.93, 60% to 280. Certifications, if you want to do certifications, CompTIA, CA, Certified Ethical Hacker, CASM, CASSP, these are the rudimentary things which you have to do. And even here you have some prerequisites. There is no prerequisites if you want to do a CompTIA security, it doesn't have anything. But if you're going with CH, 2 years of information security work experience or official EC counseling training is required. CASSP is much more 2+ domains, and CASM, even you should have 5 years of information security experience and 3 years in management if you want to take up CASM. So these are you need to understand very clearly whether you want to become an expert in ethical hacker or security area, or whether you want to do it as a security manager. It's your turn to decide which you are going to specialize. And organizational strategies, security policies, access control, regular audits, incident response, security cultures, your personal security best practice, keep strong passwords, keep your software updated, recognize scams, two-factor authentication, public Wi-Fi safety. Never go to a public place and access your Wi-Fi because it's called rogue Wi-Fi. Once you go there, they create randomly, they create by their name. It's called a rogue Wi-Fi. Once you click on it in a public station, your datas are gone. They can hack the datas. So please make sure that is not being done on your end. Emerging threats, AI, artificial intelligence powered attacks, supply chain attacks, sophisticated zero-day exploits, advanced persistent threats, government and critical infrastructures, NIST, as we discussed about the different framework, set of rules, whether you are sticking on to NIST framework or whether you want to go with any other frameworks, it's your turn or your company's policy for it to adapt according to the company standards. Critical infrastructure protection, national security requirements, and financial services also your security plays an important role. Banking regulations, it can be advanced fraud, it can be secure transactions, PCI DSS complaints. It depends upon on which category or which level you want. Whether if you are working in a banking regulation, you go with different protocol. If it is on a secure transaction protocol like SSL, you go with different protocols like HTTP or HTTPS. It's secured socket layer 553. It depends upon your requirement and company's requirement where you are going to go with specialization. Healthcare, even healthcare, your AI has come. Incident response planning, response team, response procedures, communication protocols, post-incident analysis, employee security training, security awareness should be given, phishing simulation should be sent to your employees, password best practice, creating a security culture, how are you going to make your data safe, what are the different data points, and what are the different vulnerabilities, and what are the different anomalies in a system, how are you going to stop the anomalies to a correct way, methodology. This all are to be rudimentary understood by each and every student. Data privacy, data classification, data retention policy, how many days you're going to keep the password as such, what is the retention policy as per company every week or every day or every month. Well, it depends upon companies to companies. Then your individual rights, privacy by design, complaints and regulations, whether you're going with different framework which are stipulated, it depends upon your company and your company requirement. Pertaining to it, you can go with the complaints and regulations. Security monitoring, logging, log aggregation, real-time monitoring, threat detection, incident response, then backup and disaster recovery. How are you going to create a what do you call endpoint? As I said, your restore point. Go to Wayback Machine and you can get a restore point. I remember that I don't have any data before 5 years. I was not handling, but I could take the data. Who was handling it? What was the framework used? What is the technology used? Whether it's HTML or WordPress or whatever it is. This all can be retrieved in a fraction of seconds since the technology is there in our hand. Patch management, how you're going with the patch, whether you're updating every now and then, software updates, vulnerability disclosure, automated management system, rigorous patch testing, whether you're going with testing on regular basis, you should think as a hacker, then only like a, what do you call, like ethical, not ethical hacker, you should first be think like a hacker, then only you can protect your data. You should think in multiple angles or in multifaceted angles to find out what is the vulnerability in any website, antivirus and mal protection, how are you going to protect your data, firewall and intrusion. Firewalls are basic protection areas where your data sets can be inside, it can be outside. Once if there is no firewall, you have got different kinds of fixed firewall, you've got software related. So it's your responsibility to make sure the firewall, your firewall is fixed between the client and the server. If there is no firewall, anyone can take your data. It's not safe. Any company, all companies, corporates and colleges will be having firewalls, and it can be stateful, it can be stateless. There are different kinds of protocols or IDS, intrusion detection system. How are you going to protect your data? Intrusion prevention system, what IPs you are going to block, what IPs you are going to allow and deny, whether you are going to allow from this outside network with the help of IP spoofing or with the help of IP filtering. You set rules in firewall. Okay, if it comes from this IP, you allow it. Other than that, you ask me permission or else deny it. This all is a responsibility of firewall to make sure the data are safe. Access control, identity management, that is authorization framework, authentication methods, role based, whether it is you are going to give a read write permission or whether you are going to give only read permission, like in Linux, 777 user 4, then group 2 and others to read write. Read means you will be giving 4, write means 2, and execute means 1. 4 plus 2, 6 plus 1, 7. If you're going to give 777, full super user, anyone can access the data. Then your zero trust, your data are not safe. Please go with verification and validation. This is the zero trust definition in cybersecurity. Encrypted data, keeping your encryption, decryption key to protect your data. Defense strategies, what are different steps you're going to do. Mobile security threats, don't use Wi-Fi networks publicly, and it's not secure. Mobile malware, don't download anything from Play Store. Make sure once your work is done, you uninstall it, don't keep it. Cloud security challenges, data breaches, insecure application program interface, shared responsibility, misconfiguration risk, web application SQL injection, cross-site scripting, cross-site CSRF, insecure decentralization, deserialization. This all can be done, vulnerabilities in a web application. Network security, man in the middle, DDoS, as I discussed in the first slide, distributed denial of service. You are giving concurrently request to the server and making sure the server is down for a fraction of seconds. In the meantime, the hacker will come and he can take the data out. DNS, domain name server, domain name service, IP address to your domain name and domain name to IP address. If I click cmscollege.edu.in, I'll be getting an IP address. Either I can give IP address or CMS College of college.edu.in. DNS takes the responsibility of hyperreferencing, ARP, address resolution protocol. Social engineering attacks, it can be baiting, pretexting, then your quid pro, social engineering attacks, phishing attacks, email phishing, spear phishing, whaling, then your smishing, SMS phishing. This all can be done. You need to make sure it's genuine or not. Ransomware, you are getting some money and doing it in an unauthenticated way. Crypto ransomware, whatever it can be. Malware, virus, worms, spyware, Trojan horse, adware, rootkits. Rootkits, adware is nothing but you'll be getting ads. Hi, congratulations, you won an Apple phone. Immediately the days your data are gone. Once you click on it, the control is being taken by hacker. Rootkits, it's a software which is installed in your mobile. You will never know it's installed. I can remotely see what are the different calls you're getting, what are the SMS, and what are to whom you're speaking. Everything can be done with the help of rootkits. So you need to make sure that your data are not gone to anyone. So that is the reason if someone is going to ask you mobile, please don't give, because if you are a hacker, if you are a cyber security expert, you don't give, you will just ring the number. Or else what happens, you can just type *#06#, you will get that IMEI number, International Mobile Equipment Identity. If you get that IMEI number, log into imei.info, you just type the IMEI number, you can get all the information of the mobile. So your data are gone. You can take within fraction of seconds. The impact of cyber attacks financially, there are consequences, reputation damage, legal and regulatory issues are there. A real world case studies, WannaCry 2017, it was a breach was happened, Equifax, it's in your ATM card, Stuxnet, core principles of defense, confidentiality, integrity and availability, CIA, multi-factor authentication, encryption, firewalls, antivirus, patch management. These four are very, very important aspects or rudimentary in your defense, in your cybersecurity. The future, AI in cybersecurity, quantum computing risk, continuous vigilance is required in order to become a cybersecurity expert to make sure your data are safe. Yeah. So I think I've done for with my presentation. Hello, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Fine, fine.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an insightful and informative session. Your explanation about the importance of cybersecurity in the digital age was very valuable for all of us. We truly appreciate you for sharing your knowledge and experience with us today. And I would also like to inform all the participants that certificates will be provided only to those who have filled the registration form. If you haven't filled it yet, kindly complete it. The registration link is in the chat box. Now we will move on to the question answer session. If you have any questions, participants, you can unmute your mic and ask your questions. Or you can type your questions in the chat box also. So there is questions in the chat box.
Please.
Let me walk through. First question is from Mr. Alex. According to your experience, what are the most common cyber threats individuals and organizations face in the digital age today?
Yeah, it's a very good question. And pertaining to a company or an institution, the cyber threat, the first which we are seeing regular basis is cross-site scripting. So once a website is whether it is SSL, whether we are going with secure socket layer 553 or any other protocol is strong, but even then there are little patches which needs to be updated every now and then. So if you are not clearing with these patches, what happens is there is vulnerabilities which we can see. That is most important vulnerabilities cross-site scripting, and we need to make sure the patches and the data are very safe. In order to the patches are done on a regular basis. The patches are not done on a regular basis. 100% there are it's vulnerable that cross-site scripting can take our data.
Okay, thank you, sir. There is another questions from Miss Anaya. What are the basic cybersecurity practices that every individual should follow to stay safe online?
Yeah, it's a very good question once again. And being a cybersecurity expert, or if you want to become, if you want to just know about cybersecurity, what I would recommend is you can just log in with a basic certification of like CompTIA certification or CCNA. CCNA is a basic level of awareness which every individual being a cybersecurity or a normal person can learn if he has a passion to in networking. Because once he learns about CCNA, the Cisco Certified Network Associate, what happens is he will know about Wi-Fi, he will know about protecting your data, he will know about router configuration, switching, VLAN, trunking. This all comes parallelly hand in hand. So this is basic stuff which every student, being a student, should go. It should be certified with CCNA. This is rudimentary. If that is present, 100%, you can gear up or leverage to the next level of certification.
Okay, thank you, sir. There is another question from Miss Prusha. How can small organizations or startups improve their cybersecurity even if they have limited resources?
Fine. If it's a startup or a company, if it is going to start, what happens? What they can do is the best solution is they can either go with a firewall. They need not go with a Pix firewall or anything. They can go with a normal firewall and make sure the patches are done on a regular basis. Then and there, it should be fixed. And the most important is your antivirus. We are just investing on getting a new system, and what we do is we fail for getting original systems, means original softwares, or you either download it from Avast or you download it from internet and use it cost cutting. This cost cutting will make sure that 100% your data are gone. So you need to make sure that on first level iteration or first level of troubleshooting, your antivirus should be safe, it should be authentic, on regular basis, it should be put on update.
Okay, sir. Next question is
Yeah.
from Mr. Ashwant. So,
Okay.
can you explain about OWASP 10?
Yeah, OSAP technology is nothing but where you will be learning about your phishing, you will be learning about all the pen testing tools and Metasploit and the advanced softwares which each and every individual should know. Once you go with OWASP certification, you are done because it's a higher certification and little complicated. So what I would recommend is directly if you have done any certification in CCNA or like certified ethical hacking, it's appreciable. You can gear up to OWASP, or else directly leaping into your Metasploit or any other technologies. It will be like pen testing tools. It will be a little complicated. And the technology wise, if you want to become an expert, if you're going to do with OWASP certification, you are done and little complicated and tough. Once you are done, you are an expert, then you can leverage on high end, even a corporate environment.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any other questions from participants? Okay, once again, thank you so much, sir, for a wonderful session and clearing all our doubts. All the participants kindly fill the feedback form about this webinar. The feedback form link is in the chat box. Please make sure that you fill before leaving this meet.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Shall I just share a few words?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Please.
please. First of all, I thank Vikas Gopinath sir for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, sir. And all the participants who have logged in. So thank you for being with me and sharing your ideas and questions. So once again, thanks all. Last but not least, I thank our management principals, CEO Madam, for permitting me to run this program. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And thank you everyone for joining us today. You can fill the feedback form and you can leave your meet.